health inspector? Yeah, I hear there's some funny business going on in here. No, I'm here now. I'll call you back. All right, hold on.
I'm Tracy.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the health inspector. Yeah, I need to go in there and take a look.
I mean, we don't have no funny business going on.
I'll be the one to determine if you got some funny. Yeah, I'm here. I'll call you back.
I would definitely let you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very. Thank you. You're doing the right thing. Thank you.
I am the legendary DJ Kool. Woo! One time for my man, Priest the Nomad. Hey, yo, Priest, it's time to remix one of my classics. I said the music ain't loud enough.
Pump up the volume.
Turn it up. Come on, come on.
Pump up the
I said the
volume.
music ain't loud enough.
Pump up the volume.
Louder, louder.
Pump up the
I said the
volume.
music ain't loud enough.
Pump the
Turn it
volume.
up. Come on, come on.
Give us another bit.
I said the music ain't loud enough.
Yeah, sound good. Pump the
Hey, yo,
volume.
Priest, where you at? Let's
Listen,
go.
from the styles of slave ships, poetry raised the fists. In DC, they slice niggas, give them lines like Kate Swiss. I emerged from that rubble with good trouble. John Lewis, we fluid. Now we travel amongst the stars like Hubble. Pump bass through the Alpine, that EQ prejudice. Very thump below 100 hertz, keeping me relevant. Priest the Nomad's the name. Hit your city like acid rain in June. When you hear it, nigga. Pump up the
Y'all
volume.
famous cheese, screwing each other over for the rap race. DJ Kool rock stadiums, y'all scratching in cafes. We true to the nucleus of hip hop, we own it. So if you hear a wiki, bitch nigga jam on it. Yeah, we know. On the track team demo, so much weed on them, we had the camouflage in a green Renault. Through that sunbeam window, they watching me with this stage. Man, I pump that shit louder, make them say my name. Nigga, come on.
Pump up the volume.
Come on.
Pump up the volume.
The music ain't loud enough.
Pump up the volume.
DMV with Ware. The music ain't loud enough.
Pump the volume. Pump up the volume.
The music ain't loud enough.
Pump the volume.
Yeah, for so many years, see none of y'all promoters was getting with me. Now my composition book, slaying niggas like Mississippi. Now y'all eating crow like Jim. Your whole life spins. That lady singing the shooter, so that hoe can't win. We locked into the game plan. My third eye vision reflect off the sun like some Ray-Bans. Y'all know the culture is safe hands. All state, nah, that's the good hands. We the new brand. Verse classic, etched in your memory like some new brand. Cool where you at? Slim, I get you. That's the motherfucking DC bat signal. We with you. DMV want the smoke, Slim. Y'all know how we get down from the city where they pack 4 pounds. You flip your chest muscles upside down. That's what we pack the fire for. Plus my mind stay deeper than iron ore. The lion roars, send that mic booth. We speak truth in tune for your spirit when you hear it, nigga.
Yeah.
Music ain't loud enough.
Pump up the volume.
Pump the fire.
Pump the
The
volume.
music ain't loud enough.
Pump up the
Turn
volume.
it up. Come on.
You got y'all motherfuckers on
The music ain't loud enough.
Pump the volume.
Louder.
Pump the
The
volume.
music ain't loud
Team
enough.
demo. Pump the
Turn it
volume.
up. Let's go. One time. Woo, one time for Priest and Nomad. One time for hip hop. Get your hands in the air if you love hip hop as much as we do. Somebody say ho.
Come on.
Say ho.
Yeah.
Say ho.
Come on. Pump up the volume.
Somebody scream real loud. Let's go.
Hip hop is what we do, nigga.
Louder. Music ain't loud enough, man. Come on.
We gon' stay true.
Let's go, DJ Kool, Priest and Nomad.
Yeah. Pump up the volume. It's for the culture. Pump the volume. Yeah. It's for the culture. DMV, where you at, y'all?
What's good? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. It is B-Boys Underground number 58, y'all. We've got an amazing show for you again with the one and only Priest, the Nomad. Can't wait to get into this and chop it up. First up, we got the one and only G-Fresh. What's goody, fam?
What's happening? What's happening? G-Fresh here. Cincinnati 513 representing. We got B-Boys Underground. Shout out to the B-Boys and B-Girls that's tuning in as we do it every Wednesday. Trying to give y'all some good hip-hop content artists you might not have heard that you need to hear. We got Priest, the Nomad, DC area. Known him for a minute, so yeah, we're going to introduce him to y'all on our platform. We love to be able to do that for y'all. Shout out to everybody that's been in that kitchen getting ready for tomorrow. Bird, ham, whatever you got going on. So yeah, great stuff to say. Tune in and listen while you cook and sit and drink, whatever you're doing. You're gonna do it.
I mean, it's holiday time. It's time for you to just relax, regardless if you celebrate what you celebrate. If you get a day off from your job,
day off. That's
if
it.
You're lucky enough to have a day off, take that day off. And
those working, hold it
man.
down. Tune in too.
All right, but without further ado, it is absolutely time to get into the one and only Priest, the Nomad. What's goody, fam?
Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up, fellas?
What's good, man?
G-Fresh, Ghost Boogie.
Salute, man. Very good to have you, man.
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Hey, well, look, we started the show off right. Music ain't loud enough. Remake, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
About you.
Shout out to Big Bro, DJ Kool, and my fam team demo, definitely. Mm-hmm.
All right. We got nice video, nice visuals, and to bring in a DC legend out there, DJ Kool.
Yeah. It's Big Bro, no doubt.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get linked up with him?
Oh man, I've known Kool for decades, man. So I'm from an underground scene in DC on a corridor called U Street in Northwest DC. It's an arts district, man. And a lot of the cast, DC was divided up. A lot of different types of rappers and the go-go scene and other stuff like that. But a lot of castmen used to come down U Street, and Kool used to come down there and peep a lot of us underground cast. He peeped me at the spot. I've known him as before that in the clubs as a DJ, but he got to know me from one of the underground spots on U Street in DC. Mm-hmm.
Very dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
So once we connected, man, we stayed cool for years. Got a lot of mutual peoples and stuff, man. DC is small, man. So like, you a half a degree separation from folks and different scenes and everything. So
your mama know my mama.
Yeah, you know it. Huh, man.
Woo! That get you in trouble real quick.
Yeah, buddy.
Indeed.
Man, so we always like to start the show off with a question basically that helps set the stage. Give us your first memory that you have associated with hip hop music.
Wow. So my first memory, man, I was born in Northeast DC, man, that quadrant in Brentwood, and then my aunt, man, I remember her. She had the Sugar Hill Gang record, man, and as a kid, the whole Sugar Hill with the swirl with the little cone and the
man.
To me, it looked like candy. You know what I'm saying? So
it was Candyland.
Right,
it was the takeoff of the Candyland game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's right. That's right. So I just remember just seeing that record, and she would always play records. So my aunt is for real who turned me on to hip hop and stuff. So because she would just play a lot of records and stuff, and she had that record and she played it, and I was like, man, what the heck is this, man? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I made her play it over and over and over again. So that was like the introduction, man. So this is of course like 79. I think she probably might have been like 79, 80 when I heard it, John. I don't know if I heard it when it first came out or afterwards, but that was it. And then later, shout out to Frank Ski, man. That's down in Atlanta. Frank Ski used to be at a joint, a radio, college radio joint on UDC, University District of Columbia, covered WDCU back in the early '80s, man, and early to mid '80s. So he had a show called Breakers Delight, and I think that the little tribe of us that really started to hear, if you didn't hear, because everything was coming out of New York at that time. So if you was hearing, people was always coming to DC and everything. So if you could hear the mixtapes and stuff like that, if you did, you got, you had peoples up in New York. I ain't had no peoples up in New York. So, what I'm saying? My first time I heard a station that rocked, the show that rocked hip hop was his show. And so that's how I started finding out about, Cold Crush and Grandmaster Flash and them, like the early pioneers and stuff. So Run DMC, all of those cats. So that was really what got, and it was a number of us, that was connected on there, listening to them shows on Saturday evenings. So, yeah.
Very dope, man. Yeah. So question for you in regards to the Sugar Hill Gang, man, was it something when you went to school on the playground or in the neighborhood where, because I know in my neighborhood, and then it's funny that we've had a couple other people on here who shared the same experience where like you had to know you got respect if you could go the whole way through without missing. You knew the song from front to back and could just go with the, because remember on the other side he has an instrumental and you could just go and flip it, right? So they said rap yourself.
Yeah, not so much where we was at, man, because we had go-go. So we, go-go music was like, like that was the music of the neighborhoods and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a few people like, we knew about hip hop because go-go bands did hip hop stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go-go bands would cover hip hop songs or they would collab, Trouble Funk and, and Curtis Blow, and stuff like that back in the grand. Even Melly Mel, with he did the Trouble Funk joint, so like EU and all that type of stuff. So we was that was our music. You know what I'm saying? We was go-go, like it was go-go. But when you hear, you would learn this stuff when go-go bands covered it. You'd hear the record, and then you hear go-go bands doing their version, and then so you still learn the raps. You know what I'm saying? But then there was a few of us, I got into, I think, once you get into the culture of hip hop, man, you always do more than one thing, right? It's cats, people doing graffiti and then dancing or rhyming or, you know what I'm saying? So I was a dancer. So, yeah, I was a dancer. And then later on, I got in the clubs like early 90s and the clubs dancing for artists and stuff like that. So before I really, really came back out rhyming hard, you know what I'm saying? So, being in that end, that was kind of my end because I was enamored by the B-boys, of course. Shout out to the show. I was enamored by the breakers, man. Like, so I was Beat Street, I was Wild Style. I was like, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? So that was dope. My thing. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Was you nice with it? Well, you said you was doing backup dancing and stuff. You was nice with it?
When I got into the 90s, I was sneaking out of high school going to the clubs. That's back in the day when you could do the fake ID jumps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The fake IDs and in the clubs and stuff. And we had a huge college scene. There's a lot of colleges, and because y'all know about Howard University and of course and a number of schools in Bowie State and Maryland, all these places. So, there was a lot of, I knew all my peoples were promoters. So, a lot of cats that was throwing parties and stuff, we was with them, man. So I was wound up snacking. I was, in house music, like even, because, back in the day, they wasn't playing hip hop in clubs. Like it was all house music or reggae, right? It was dance hall and house music, you know what I'm saying, back in the clubs. It wasn't until some of the college parties where the promoters, were coming from New York or Jersey or places like that where they had DJs that started rocking little bits of hip hop, and then and it was always a fight with the owners of the clubs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But so if you was dancing back then, if you noticed that a lot of the dancers that that danced to that was like Scuba Scrap or Big Les and all of the people that was dancing back in those days, Fendi, all those people that was dancing, they was in the clubs. They was all in the clubs, man. And of course, New York, the Tunnel, and all that type of stuff. But we had our own joints around, in DC, the Clubhouse, and Radio City Music Hall, all that type of stuff back in the day. So that was me really getting back into it. But even though I was kind of rhyming in high school, but like, it was funny because I got into it first dancing, then started rhyming, and then got back into dancing, and then got into rhyming when I linked up with Biz, as you saw on the bio stuff. So
yeah, so I definitely want to take everybody through your bio and everything, but could you tell me, what was it that made you first pick up the pen? Like, what was it that really inspired you? Was there a song? Was there an artist? What was the thing that said, I want to start doing this?
Man, I think the first time I really started messing around with it was in like junior high school with Breakers Delight. Like, this is like 86, 85, 86 type of thing. I'm in like, 6th, 7th grade, right? And so you messing around with stuff because you just hearing stuff and you get the beats and you got the tape. So, you're doing the pause, say you rocking the, they rhyming to the beats. So I was messing around with it then, but just goofing around, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until high school, to one of the greatest years in hip hop, man, 88. So it wasn't, that was it for me. When Kane, I remember I got 4 cassette tapes at one time. Like I think I got some money for my birthday or something. I got like 4 cassettes at one time. I got Long Live the Kane. I got Kane's first joint. I got Audio 2. I got Audio 2. I got MC Light, and I got Public Enemy Takes the Nation to Millions. So
you had a great one right there.
So it took me, and those are things where you had to learn the lyrics, right? You got it. So it took me like 2 weeks to just get through Kane. Like I couldn't even, and between Kane and PE, man, those are the 2 biggest influences on me, like taking the pen seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because Kane with the style and charisma, like that was kind of my thing. But he was nice. And then Chuck, man, with the mentality, man, with the knowledge. Chuck is the only hip hop artist that made me go read. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned. Yeah. So, that's the era, man. This then was the conscious era with with Tribe and De La and X-Clan and all those folks. I think that had the biggest influence on me, personally. You know what I'm saying? Because my father was militant, man. So like, it really kind of clicked with me and stuff. So yeah, that was kind of the thing. But yeah, that 88, man, and that has come full circle, man, because Chuck plays a lot of my records now. So shout out to Chuck, shout out to Chuck D, man, and his platforms and stuff, because he's played a lot of my records, man. So that's
Death Row. What a brother knows.
You can't get better than that. You know what I'm saying? When your heroes, are rocking your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Chuck D is forever like someone that I look at. Chuck D, and you mentioned like X-Clan, all of those. For someone,
BDP, of course.
Yeah, Boogie Down Productions. I mean, part of Ghost Boogie comes from Boogie Down Productions. You know what I mean? So it's just been, it's absolutely been that. But they gave, they were a part of like a lot of knowledge that I was not aware of or had accessibility to, right? So, and it sparked my interest to go further and help, enlighten myself in the culture and immerse myself early on in youth and be able to start exploring other thoughts and ways of thinking and teachings that I was not being.
As they say, open that third eye.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and if you remember the whole Stop the Violence movement, you gotta remember that's the crack era.
It's the whole positive time.
Era, Slim. So, like, it was.
We lost it all.
Hip hop is cutting its teeth in the crack era.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's some of the most meaningful records, man, came out in that time. So that whole Stop the Violence movement, all that time. And you know, being in in the DMV, man, DC and Maryland, like, you know, like this whole being here, Slim, there was so much going on during that time. You know, from late 80s up to, you know, early to mid 90s. So it was just a time, man, where you know, art was incredible because the times were incredible.
Yeah,
you know
yeah, it was a reflection. The art was a reflection. The music was a reflection of the times, and the art, the artistry and creation was all-time high. Was
yes,
not high because of the crack, but you know what I mean. All-time high. Play on words.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, because definitely when you think about music in the 60s and 70s, and especially the 70s soul era where everyone could not sound alike, right? And that was the thing for the golden ages of hip hops, where I'll take like from 86 to like maybe 99, right? And that's gold school. And you got where no one could sound the same, and everyone had the ability to explore their identities and uniqueness. It was encouraged to be genuine, where now juxtaposed, where everybody, the machine wants you to be carbon copy, right? So I mean, how do you think?
And the machine still wanted you to do it back then, because that's what they did. They tried to, you know, once something hit, they want everybody to copy that. But
do what they just did. Yeah.
But the culture still ran it. You know what I'm saying? The culture still ran it. The culture was like, man, we ain't giving that no burn. If you sounded like him, you ain't gonna move. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like they realized that, you know, that's when, you know, the culture still had control of it, and it's, you know, you wasn't getting no love trying to sound like somebody else. So
well said. And facts.
Industry always going industry.
I mean, you know, even if you know, you might have an artist that you know emulated, you know, took some in, you know, wanted to be yourself, but you know,
inspired by, yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. And somebody say you sound like him, man, you ready to fight now because you trying to say I'm biting, dude.
Right.
I'm like,
That bite was huge. Like, you can't be a biter, man. Come on now.
I had some, you know, like, hey, you sound like Kane. I'm better than you. But knowing like you, I was influenced by hearing you, like, okay. My rhymes started to take a little turn when I was hearing Kane, you know.
Yeah. I think everybody, man, it's levels once you get into your craft, man. Like, you know, when you idolize somebody or you inspire by somebody, you emulate them naturally, like when you first start, because you don't have an identity, right? So when you first start, you know, I mean, I remember when I first started, like, I mean, I never tried to emulate anybody, but I couldn't stand my voice. Like, I hated my voice. You know what I'm saying? I had, like, you know, like this the really weird squeaky voice. It wasn't until I got older. You know what I'm saying?
Hit the spurt.
Like, right. You know what I'm saying? When Jones dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Greg Brady.
Before that, I had the high squiggly.
All right, now I can spit these bars.
Right. Well, I was spitting the bars regardless, but you know, I just hated the voice.
No, spit them with that bass,
You know, think about it like this. Well, you mentioned something, because as being an MC and you battling and crafting just the voice, like, so you're at the same time trying to figure out your rhyme scheme and cadence and flow, breath control, being able to control the enunciation and keep up with your cadence and everything, and then to be able to control how you want to sound, and figuring out how, once you put headphones on and hear yourself back, you're like, this is not how I sound in my head, right? This is not it. So tell me, like, how you finding your voice. I mean, that's a huge thing that no one ever really gets a chance to talk about.
I had a very particular coming to age in my craft, because I started rhyming in the clubs. So I started rocking parties in the clubs by me being a dancer. So what happened was, you know, I used to dance, you know, we in the clubs, you getting busy on the floor, stuff like that. But, you know, and I came up my era, I came up with, you know, a lot of us came up together, like when Tracy Lee and them was at Howard, you know what I'm saying? For Philly, like him and then, you know, Young Guru, that whole crew. And you know, there's a number of folks that are, I'm from that era. We all came up on the scenes, like, you know, just different entities, different crews and stuff like that. So what happened was I was primarily a dancer. So when I was, you know, we was dancing for folks, and you know, you in the club getting busy, then we all go outside after the club, everybody hanging out, it's cypher starting, right? And so cats start ciphering through the ballot, and because I was rhyming too, freestyling, doing stuff, I would jump into ciphers, and people would be like, "Wait a minute, that's the dancer dude," like, you know, like hold up, yeah, was you just dancing? Like, you know, and I'd be like, yeah, I could dance, but I rhyme, you know, and I would go rhyme, and we get in the battles and started, and then it became a thing. And then so what happened was a DJ that was DJing in a club that we used to go to called the Ritz in DC, and one of the college DJs was promoter Ron Deferred, man, from New York. Used to do these parties, Sunday night parties, and he had a New York DJ from Mount Vernon, my man Jamal, used to rock these parties. And I think one time after the club, he heard me freestyling. He was like, "Man, I ain't never heard no DC dude, you know, rhyme like that." So he was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna start putting you in the booth." Like, you know, like, so we like at the height of the parties, he'd be like, "Priest, man, you know, Priest to the booth," and being some, you know, be a few other cats or whatever, and we, you know, he'd throw in the instrumentals and be like, "Yo, don't clear the floor." you know what I mean? Like, so it was, I had to start, you know, I'm yes, y'all, whatever the joint is, I'm hyping up the party, so I'm making sure that I get a vibe going first, right? And then boom, we get a break, then I'm in. Boom, I start, you know, I see who on the floor, I start, you know, rhyming and still, you know, that type of thing. So that's kind of how I built up my sensibilities, you know what I'm saying? And then you know, and then later, so that was the thing. It helped me develop, you know, also to see what worked, right? And see how make up hooks on the spot, like that type of thing. I think that really kind of helped develop, you know, just rhyming in the booths of the clubs. We used to go around, you know, and then later on, I got into this arts organization called the Freestyle Union, which really went to a whole nother level, man. Like, yeah, so
first it was more like freestyling, hitting it at the clubs, and then with this, what you just mentioned is, so now we get into writing and, you know, craft and penmanship and all of that. Is that how that flowed?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, well, no, it was for real. I was, you know, it's funny because I was performing and freestyling, doing a lot of stuff before I ever started recording, like, or any of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, I write rhymes and stuff like that, but you know, it's funny because, you know, so basically, so this is like mid 90s. This is like 94, 95, man. There's this arts organization by the sister who went to Howard University, and Tony Blackman, man. She had this, you know, she did create this arts organization called the Freestyle Union. And it was a number, she basically was a workshop, a rhyme workshop. And this is during the era of, you know, of what they was doing on the West Coast with the Good Life and Freestyle Fellowship and all that type of stuff. It was very similar to that. Except it wasn't in the club. It was like a little couple different spots that we had. But it was like it was real structured. Like there was no written rhymes. You couldn't write it, and because it would be things that exercises and stuff. They would have a bunch of words or proverbs and stuff on index cards, and, you know, it would be all types of stuff, man, exercises that we would do, and literally to develop ourselves in the craft of rhyming. It was rules, like it was about elevation, man. It was no bitch hole rhetoric. It was like you had to dig deeper. It was like, you know what I'm saying? And so I found a lot of my crew in that realm, and really honestly, we were the spark of the resurgence of the U Street corridor in the 90s. So because U Street was a very historic corridor, like, you know, back from the era of the 20s and, you know, 30s, like, you know, it was a black district of businesses and stuff. Jazz greats, Billie Holiday, Miles Davis, Duke Ellington is from DC. You know what I'm saying? All of them used to play. So that was a historic corridor until the riots in the 60 or 68 when King got shot. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, it was hood after that. You know what I'm saying? For a long time.
That tore a lot of the riots tore a lot of cities down, and a lot of good things
So a lot of little cafe owners came back in the early 90s and started opening up and trying to get artists. And, like I say, I've said all the time, me and my man said, artists are always the first to gentrify, right? Because we're the ones who make it cool for, everybody else to come back, right? We from these neighborhoods. We from these hoods and stuff. So we ain't tripping like, oh, this is a place we can go rhyme at, or we go do this, or, you know what I'm saying? We go there, and then other people, like, oh, it's safe. Oh, that type of thing. So, yeah, so that organization, man, was real. Probably there's a number of prominent cast that came from that, and then that whole scene and everything that sparked a lot of people. And it wasn't just hip hop; it was soul and a lot of cast. So yeah, so I think those two eras, man, that really helped develop me as an MC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I mean, how did you link up with Bizmarkie?
Yeah, man. R.I.P. Big Bro, man.
Rest in peace to the dopest, one of the dopest to do it as far as even a DJ, man, with it custom for it. And you so you knew him, man. So did you ever get a chance to spin on his custom 45 1200s?
So Biz, in fact, it's funny to say that because I actually have. So I mentioned to you behind stage that we have a documentary coming out, right? So I got Biz. I actually got audio of me and him rhyming together, freestyling in '92 at University of Virginia's homecoming. So basically, what happened is his old manager, Lamont Wanzer, Monty used to manage me. So Monty was from the clubs, man. He was from this crew, our crew called House Nation, and in DC, but we was house dancers and house heads and stuff like that. So we all had a spot, man. We used to go down this club called the Chapter 3. We became a Mirage, and we had a night down there and everything like that. And so he was just crew, man. Like, and then what happened was when they started doing parties, so like he was part of the promoters that was doing parties. This is '92. If you know, Biz stopped performing around that time. He started DJing. You know what I'm saying? He started DJing after that lawsuit stuff happened. With all that, he started DJing. He stepped back from performing and started DJing. And so a lot of the promoters were booking him down here. And he wound up getting booked doing parties down in DC. And then
he'd be in Cincinnati rocking.
He be everywhere, man.
Yeah, man.
Like Biz, every hood, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that was it. And then we wound up doing going down University of Virginia with a promoter down there, and then doing parties. And I guess they really clicked and liked the way that. So Marcy had all the equipment, so I would help him set up, and we was doing sound checking, and Biz heard me sound checking. I was beatboxing, and he was just like, "Oh, who's that beatboxing?" You know what I'm saying? Like, who's that beat? They said, "Oh, that's Priest." They like, he could rhyme and everything like that. So he started teasing me, "Oh, you can't rhyme," blah blah blah. So me being DC, like, I can rhyme, man. What's up? I'm like, what's up? And what's up? Like, so we go back and forth and sound check, and then he was impressed. So I'm thinking that's it. Okay, yeah, it was cool, nice, doing a party and everything. But in the party, like height of the party, Biz stopped the music and called me to the stage. Yo, Priest to the stage, and then we went at it in the crowd, like in front of the crowd, the party, and I got the audio for that on the dock. So and it wasn't no battle, like we just going back and forth. Come to find out, man, like Biz, this is right around the time we started taking Redman around too. Like I think this is like Redman was traveling with him because Biz was in Jersey at that time. So because I had a same thing with him and Redman, like doing like he was taking Redman before the album came out, before his first album came out. He was taking him around the parties and stuff and rhyming. So like Biz was doing that type of stuff. And so I guess when he met me, he was like, "Oh, like you nice or whatever." So we Lincoln, then Marcy wound up managing him, and man, he was already managing me, and that's how we kind of linked. And I was kind of rolled. We did stuff for about a good year or so, but
they started to get real serious. And I'm still, I hadn't even really started officially rhyming again. Like I was just messing around, you know what I'm saying? But that was one of the catalysts that got me back into it. Like, need to start taking this thing seriously. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's kind of, and then so even though that whole situation didn't last that long as me as an artist, what happened was later on, I'm a recording and mix engineer as well. So I became an engineer, and I started engineering for him. I hooked back up with him as an engineer, and I was doing a lot of his voiceover recording for his show Yo Gabba Gabba that he was doing. That he was on that little puppet show or whatever, a little kid show, that show, and then I recorded him on the verse he did on Bumpy Knuckles album, that Pop Duke album.
Oh,
I recorded that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I recorded that stuff, and so I worked with him as an engineer. So, and we kind of like our relationship kind of got rekindled doing that, and all the way up until he got sick, man. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I was in fact I'm on his doc at the end of the doc of that All Up in the Biz documentary. So,
man, yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
It still is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
I can only imagine with you being around him. I'm sure it's probably difficult to talk about. But thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, Biz was so much to so many people, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of folks don't. He has so much love everywhere he went, and he did so much all over. A lot of people don't know that he spent the longest amount of time in the DMV. He lived up in like Bowie, Maryland, man. Like he stayed here for a long time, man. So up until from pretty much when he started DJing, he was always living in Maryland.
So he probably had one of the legendary House Full of Records. Was that up in DC?
Oh my God, yeah, man. Look, when I went to his spot, I stayed at this spot in Jersey. I remember when I went to his home in Jersey when Marcy started managing, like '93. He had a whole room full of. It was like a whole big room full of records stacked up all over the place. Then he had like a whole 2 chests full of like kung fu flicks. You know what I'm saying? Like big, stack of records and kung fu flicks. That's what he had. But then when he got to Maryland, he had a whole house. I think, from what I understood, he had a whole house of records that he had like in the, So I was like, yeah.
Yes, he was.
Biz had records, man.
And I don't know if he was in that documentary. I think they had it on Prime. I didn't get to finish, but I started watching it where they kind of made it cartoon and then documentary with his wife.
All up in the biz. Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah.
I thought I saw you in that. Yeah,
I'm at the very end, man. I'm at just a little clip. There's a bunch of us. There was a little crew of DJs in Baltimore called Sound Vision DJs that he was with towards the latter years. So, man, Jim and I and them on a radio station here. So, yeah, we were all together doing that and everything. In fact, one of the guys who did speak that was with us is an older cat, Eardrum, who's an icon here, who was had a record pool called Tables of Distinction.
Tables of Distinction.
Yeah, absolutely. Eardrum's record pool,
I was
man.
With Eardrum. I was with Eardrum there. Like we all filmed together. You know what I'm saying? Eardrum is an icon here, man. And he broke he was one of the DJs that really broke Justin Frank.
Yes, he
for Biz.
Man.
Yeah. Because a lot of Biz people was clowning him for that record at first. Clowning him for that record. And Eardrum, shout out to Eardrum, man. We just had a reunion for his record pool actually about a few months ago.
Man, I wish I'd known about that.
All the huge DJs, man, was there, man. So shout out to Eardrum. But yeah, he
shout out to Eardrum because he actually because I run Third Finger Record Pool and
okay.
He was like him out there in DC and then another one Foot that was out in Impact out in Cali. So they ran Urban Coalition to bring all the record pools from different areas together. And they was like, shout out to Judy Jones when I first got started. She said, you need to talk to Eardrum. He's out in DC. You need to talk to Foot. And they was like such great big brothers teaching me the game. I move real fast. I mean, I had other stuff going on, but the record pool was a baby I started and I move real fast. dealing with foot and eardrum, man. They was good brothers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And you-
Icons, man.
And used to do crank calls on them too, and tape it. We actually got them tape where we cranked them.
Wow.
Oh, that's small world.
The old school crank yankers joint.
Yeah. We was doing it. We was doing it about that same time, and that one got popular. But yeah, we was doing them, then start recording them a little later. We actually started doing them with the industry. Say if you would have called me and trying to get some music playing on the radio, I might answer the phone like minus that 7 helpline. How may I help you? Start fucking with you.
That's funny. That's funny.
Dope, man. You giving us some dope history and biz and I had a question because you touched on it. You got into the mixing and engineering, and you've got to do some good things in that realm. How did you get involved with that? Go to school for it? In the studio, picked it up? Or?
Yeah, I went to school for it, man. There's a school out here in Maryland, Rockville, Maryland, called Omega School of Recording Arts and Sciences. It's a major studio complex, but it's also a school. And I went there. In fact, Young Guru went there too. So he went there much earlier than I did. But me and him went there. A number of people went there, man. I went there 0102. And then was freelancing in the field, live sound, stuff like that. I can't stand doing live sound. Was doing that, but I worked in a number of spots, Lincoln Theater. There's a real hot club here called 930 Club and stuff, and spots like that. And then I, got in the studio. Then they wind up hiring me back, and I wind up working there and teaching, and also taking over a lot of the hip hop and R&B and gospel stuff. From like the mid 2000s. I was there from like 2005 to 2010. I was there. So yeah, man, that was a spot, man. So I had all, and it was dope, man, because I had the reign of we had three nice rooms, recording rooms with analog format consoles, API, SSL, 4000s, Need VRs. We had all that stuff, man. So
now you're talking my language too.
Yeah, we had toys, man. We had every room toys. Had of course Pro Tools HD systems, but we had Studer 880 24 track analog, 2-inch reels and stuff, man. So
2-inch reels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we had every room had one. So yeah, man. So I was there. So I got I went to school and then I got back into it and was doing that, and I worked with a lot of folks there. A lot of people came through there, man. So they're still operational. I've gone back there a few times, to do things, and I'm with the DC chapter Recording Academy, so we're always doing stuff. That's one of the spots that we got, studio spots, because it's one of those the last really big studios. In this area, right. That's a really, especially that has multiple rooms and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that spot, man, was where I, did a lot of stuff at.
So man, I got you mentioned that in your bio you work with Raheem Devaughn, Ludacris, Dru Hill, BT, Will.i.am, Biz, DJ Kool, Norman Hutchins, Nolan Williams, and more. Out of all of your recording sessions and engineering sessions, which was the most memorable for you?
Man.
That you could talk about. How about that? I'll let you off the hook. That you could talk about.
Man, different ones for different reasons. I mean, I think one of the most craziest recordings wasn't even a recording session, actually. It was actually because we do like album release parties and listening events and stuff like that, right? We did a listening event for Robin Thicke for his, like, I think his might have been like his third album, like the one after one after The Lost Without You, like not that album, but I think the next one.
Okay,
but we and it's funny because he was with a rep from the label that was carrying him around, but he was dealing with Andre Harrell at the time too. So it was a weird dynamic. So Andre was involved, and you know what I'm saying? Like we were there at the studio, and I was the engineer. And actually, like my GM, my general manager, he wound up being my assistant, my A2, and because we like assistant, I think somebody else called in or called out or whatever, so he wound up being an assistant. So even though it was listening, he was set up acoustically. You had the piano, Studio A and stuff to play live. So I was playing the album out, plus I was, having them play live and sing and all that type of stuff. So I was running everything. So it was a whole big dynamic with Andre Harrell and the label cat. And it was just, and it was funny because Andre was taking over, running it. And he was like, I was playing and he was like, hey, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, play the next tracks or whatever through the studio. And the label rep would come in and he'd say one thing and Andre would say, and I just remember it was funny because the label cat said something. I'll just say, don't worry about that. Like, do this. And then, so label cat came and her, so it was a dynamic. And like Andre stepped out the room and Slim went off on me, like just kirked out, like, oh, like you tell me what's my artist. And then, like he spazzed out, like in the studio. And like, look, Slim, like, I'm gonna tell you something about us around DC out here, man. Look, ain't a whole bunch of that up in our face, man. Like you get about 2, 3, you get a half a subject out, Slim. You get rocked. We rocking you. It ain't you ain't getting
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Predicate, my dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's a whole bunch of like. So Slim, I'm sitting here. This dude is chewing me out. I'm like, dude, I'm about to rake this nigga across the console. And so we in Studio A, the Need VR, 60 input. I'm like, I'm about to rake this motherfucker across the fucking like EQ dials, like the filters and shit.
He gonna have a knob in his eyeball.
Bro, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like a crazy. And so I wound up. This is how, for y'all young engineers or young producers and stuff, like professionalism. You know what I'm saying? Because I just kind of had to chill. I laid back on that and had to I was just like, all right, man, you got it, and like, but I'm sweating, my palms sweating. I'm like, I can
knuckles getting white.
I can taste this dude. Like I'm like, pause. I can, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like no Diddy, like, but I'm like, dude, I can just see this thing really, like, but I just, and my GM was like grabbing me, he was like, man, like was nervous because he knew, like, yeah, Slim, I'm about to rock this dude, right, like in front of everybody, like give a shit, like, but we maintained. And the funny thing is that he wound up, after that, like I just kind of let it go, whatever. I wound up seeing this dude like maybe about 3-4 months later at a Recording Academy event, and I was on a panel with Chuck Brown, Raheem, and Devaughn, and like a couple industry people, and me and him were on the panel to get, all together, and I didn't really remember him. And then, and then he saw my Omega, I had Omega jacket on. He was like, oh yeah, Mega Studios, yeah, Robin Thicke. Remember that? Robin Thicke? I was like, okay.
If he knew better, he might not want to remind you of that.
I was like, he was like, oh man, what a night, man. What a night. I was like, yeah, we don't know how close you came to get your shit rocked, Flip.
What a night that the Lord saved you, right?
But the funny thing is, this is how stuff work, man. This dude was like crazy impressed, man. Like he wound up taking me out to dinner and give me an opportunity.
That's awesome. Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why you never burn bridges. You never burn bridges. Like,
he wound up, it didn't work out, but the fact that he was like, man, I really mess with you, how you handle your stuff, man, like straight up took me out. Like, yo, after the panel, we went out, like, man, grab food, drinks, and he was just like, I'm just looking at this dude like, oh, I fuck you up, bro.
we We got to start some tales behind the board.
Hey, that's one. It's a whole lot. But that was one of the most memorable joints.
Right.
But of course, recording and working with Dru Hill, working with, because I did that song with Dru Hill and Luda had a song together. It was like, I don't think if it made the main album. It was like on like the extended version of his one of his albums. I forget which album it was, but they had a song together with Shauna and everything. So yeah, man. So it's a whole lot, man. It's a whole lot. But
Can I ask you with Raheem, what album did you work on? Did you work on You?
No, I worked on like stuff with him and other people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. He's such a dope artist.
And my stuff, because I did stuff with him too.
Really?
Yeah. And he's also in a group with my man Wes Felton. They have a group called Crossroads. It's Raheem and Wes Felton. And it's more so on like the cultural type of the type of time. So work with them on that end. So I used to do work at Omega and stuff like that. But I recorded him and like with featuring on other people's stuff. It's funny because when his song "Woman," that's like one of his biggest hits. He did that on Omega, and I was supposed to be on that session, but couldn't make it because I had to be out. Like, so I basically, my man Scotty's rock engineer wound up doing the session, but he used my signal chain. I gave him like my preamps. I have a special built preamp from a tech friend of mine who used to build preamps and stuff. So I use, I let him use that preamp. I think he used maybe like a U47 through that preamp, and all that stuff. So he recorded, and to the point where he recorded half the song there at Omega, and then tried to go up New York to finish the other half, but they couldn't match it. So he had to come back to Omega,
signal chain,
right? Because it was a one of a kind mic preamp. Like so, it was what I'm saying, like it's only he only built a prototype for this one preamp. He built another series of preamps, but this was the only one of this kind that he built. So yeah, I still use it to this day. Like all my stuff it goes through that preamp.
Dope.
Yeah,
I would like that. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, because I mean, for those who don't know, signal chains is talking about the process of the recording and getting your sound into the board. When it's a process, EQ, compressor, your limiter. So because we do and we got some we got producers on here as well and some mix engineers.
Yeah,
shout out to Mr. Watt. Yeah. We're getting close, man. Really good, great stories, man, and great interview thus far. One question before, because like I said, everybody getting itchy. They want to see and hear some stuff. You guys,
man.
It's coming, y'all. It's coming.
Stuff, man.
It's coming. But last question, I would talk about Rhyme Deferred. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my sis, man, Kamilah Forbes, who is the executive producer at the Apollo Theater in New York. Kamilah runs there's a lot of dope stuff going on at the Apollo Theater, man, and she's doing all that stuff, man, like programming and stuff. Kamilah went to Howard University. She was part of the Freestyle Union with us, she started. Her, a few other people, my man, Zavakat Samayeti 24. There was a few people that experimented with the genre of burgeoning hip hop and theater. No one had really. There was only one cat out in London. I think Jonesy D, I believe, had a hip hop theater piece out there, but no one here had really done it like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was an experiment. She did it in when she was a Howard student, and also with they were her and rest in peace Chadwick Boseman. So her and Chad were real tight, man, and they wrote this piece together called Rhyme Deferred, which is the battle against the industry and the culture. One MC representing the craft, and one of and getting into the industry and losing his way, and that type of whole thing. That was it was based off, of course, The Dream Deferred by Langston Hughes. It was based off that poem, whatever, and actually crew member, one of my crew members, my man Sub Z, with the group, an old group called Opus Akabit here. Him, Kokai, another cat, to rest in peace, passed away recently. That was a DC icon, Black Indian. And yeah, man. So Sub Z actually made a song called Rhyme Deferred based off that poem. But and then so Kamilah took that song and created a whole theater piece from it based on that. And so it's a number of us was in that play. I played the MC. I freestyled in the play a lot. Me, Wes Felton, that was with Raheem, and there was a number of people, DJs. We had B-boys, and see all aspects of the culture in that. And it ran showcased the Howard University, but we did like the National Black Theater Festival down in Winston-Salem. We did a number of different things. New Eureka Poets Cafe in New York, like a number of different things, and it went to it, and it really sparked the whole hip hop theater festival stuff because a number of different other plays came about, and she kind of helped put this whole thing together. And they started running with the hip hop theater festival thing, and that was Lynn Manuel Miranda that did Hamilton. He was like a younger cat that when he was working on another piece, Kamilah actually helped him maturate his piece, and then eventually he started doing the Hamilton piece. Like, so when he was a young cat, kind of came up under that guise of hip hop theater as well. So yeah, man. So that was like late '90s. In fact, we I got that in the doc too. We were in the Source magazine. There was '99. I think they did a little thing on hip hop theater. So we were all in the Source, black and white pic that I used in the doc. I think it was the issue with Ghostface was on the cover.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So that whole thing. This is the particularities of Washington D.C., man. Like, we're such a transient area because of universities and the nation's capital and all that. So many people come where we're located, Mid-Atlantic. You got a lot of people from down south coming up. You got people from up top coming down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a place where a lot of people get to and everything. And there's so much culture and so many scenes and stuff in DC, man. And you can meet people from anywhere, and so much stuff happens side by side. Like, I mean, it's really crazy because you could one of the things that's about the documentary is that I got people that a lot of people, the celebrities that you wouldn't imagine them all being connected. Like Ta-Nehisi Coates, the author, saying DJ Kool, Tracy Lee, Young Guru, like all these nonchalant, like all these people that are like, how are these people connected, right? But that's DC. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. It's like people come from all over. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're there, it's like very particular stories, man. It's a destination spot. So a lot of people get they bones in DC, man, and they go on to do incredible things or whatever. But a lot of them come to university, especially with Howard and all that stuff. So
correct.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
What was it like to work with?
Part of that.
Yeah. What was it like to work with Chadwick?
Chad, man, look, and then we weren't extremely tight. And my man Jabari, my little bro Jabari was really tight with him. In fact, he was in Black Panther drumming. It was on the front. It was the second one, but he was with Chad on the first one. But just working, just being with Chad, man. Chad was like the same way. One thing I really respected about Chad, man, is that he never changed, man. Like, he was one cat. Like, he was all like, really what you saw was how he stayed.
What you see, what you get. Yeah.
He was really just about the craft of doing, of acting and doing his thing, and about the culture, about the people. Like, it wasn't no farce, man. It wasn't like he was about, and that never changed, man. Like, he always was just a real cool spiritual dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because, like, one of the things I see a lot of, I think when he passed away, You know, when he did that last movie,
The Five Bloods, or Black Miles Black.
The one, the Five Bloods, the one, the old Vietnam joint, and I saw one of the actors on there, one of the older actors was just like, you know, was tearing, crying because he was just like, you know, he was like, man, you know, we were thinking that he was like acting all snooty and everything.
Yeah, because he was getting that.
Yeah, you saw that.
They didn't know.
He was
and
getting he was getting treatment. He would go back to
on his feet and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he was dying.
And he didn't tell nobody. He didn't know. Yep. So he felt really sad about saying that. So yeah. But that's I read that whole interview.
That's check. Like he didn't want. Like he would not want that to take up the energy and the space. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like that was that testament right there. That was real, like pretty much the thing, you know, that I would say like that it was a really, really good, like Chad was just a good dude, man. He was a good brother.
Rest in peace, Chadwick.
So rest in peace. Yeah, man.
Black Panther, James Brown. He did it. Thurgood Marshall. I really love that story. And
42, Jackie Robinson.
Yep, that's what I was thinking of. Yes, good movies.
Yeah, man. So all of that, that's Howard, man. That's all, you know, that started in DC, man. That's U Street.
DC.
U Street.
Go.
You know, so yeah, man, that's one of the things that we're talking about, because if you know DC, you know it for the politics and you know it for our own music of go-go. But we were a subculture, right? We were the weird kids. You know what I'm saying? In fact, that's the name of the doc. The doc is called I Was the Weirdo. Yeah. So
when is that going to come out, man? Like, can you tell us? You know, do you have?
Yeah. So it's done. It just got done. So I'm looking to do screenings of spring 2025. Get into a film festival, and go that route. So you know, no deal yet on you know, on platforms and stuff like that. But I'm sure, you know, we're gonna get some things in the mix. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing some screenings and doing some film festivals and stuff like that. So
that's dope, man.
Yeah, man. Because it's a DC cultural history piece in ways that you would never know. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, again, we were a subculture of doing stuff here, but everything is connected because they're go-go cats in the doc. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Killer Cow from Red Essence. Like there's go-go dudes, you know, and there's that, you know, we all are connected in the fabric of being here, but there's so many scenes and things, and you could be literally right next door. There's, you know, and you're two totally different worlds right next door. I mean, we had two spots on U Street. One was like the shiny spot with Public Gardens, where, you know, where everybody, when you come in town, like that's one of the spots you would go to. It was like a lot of celebrities, all that type of stuff. Then there was a little underground spot right next door called State of the Union back in the day. And two totally different worlds. I was in the underground spot. You know what I'm saying? With the heads. Like it'd be, you know, house DJs, hip hop DJs, you know, that type of stuff. You know, jazz cats, bands, poetry stuff, all that type of stuff, man. So, you know, it's it shines a light to a lot of that stuff, because a lot of the people that are celebrities even roll through those type of spots. Because again, there's the connection. Indeed.
Very dope. So your most recent album or single that you have out is Not For Show, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So tell everyone, because we're getting ready to get into that. Can you tell everyone? I always like to give every artist an opportunity to set the stage for. It's not normal, like sometimes when an artist has an opportunity to have their music listened to, you know, we just put it on a playlist or we find it on a media and listen to it, right? But you never get a chance to have the artist set the stage and give you a peek behind the curtain and about what they're getting ready to listen to. But tell our audience, give them an opportunity to add some additional context and texture to what they're getting ready to listen to.
No doubt. Yeah, man. The current single is Not For Show. Shout out to my bro, DJ Rage out of Detroit, man, who did the track. I gave him the idea.
And you know, I was watching the School Days joint, Spike Lee, and you know, and I always thought when I saw the Gamma Rays rocking, Tisha Campbell and them rocking their joint, I don't be alone tonight, and I just thought when I heard them. When I heard a certain riff in it, I was like, "Man, that would be a good chop." And you know, and nobody ever did it. I've never, you know, never heard it done. Nobody ever.
I gotta say, it's in my list of stuff to sample it. So when I heard it, I said, "Damn, Priest the Nomad." I heard that shit, and I was like, because I went online, and I'm an alpha,
Okay.
So I went online right after seeing that movie. Back in college. So
okay.
I saw School Days right before we pledged, and you know, the song and the alpha stepping in there and the go-go. It was EU. Yep. The Mission University, all that. So I was all in, and so that's a big memory. And I just watched the movie, and it was just like I said, I'm gonna sample that song. And here we go, set you up for interview. And I hear this joint. Let's play the motherfucker. It's nice.
It is nice. So y'all, we get ready to get into it. Priest the Nomad. Nah, for sure, y'all. Here we go.
I wanna let you know I'm not just your show.
Yeah, I mean, it's about culture. Cultural impacts. I mean, we never fake it. It's never the show. You know what I mean? Like, it's about legacy. I mean, let's go. It's so simple. I think we got the pocket in here. Yeah. DJ Rage, I think we got the pocket in here. Slim. Yeah. I mean, we just got to get on some new energy, some better energy. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on in the world. Look here, Priest the Nomad. Listen, my whole show be revival. My composition book baptized like the Bible. Priest the Nomad, the name brings. Fuck the game. Y'all niggas did it for fame. You celebrating the low vibrations. We not the same. Cloth fabric, man. DJ Rage on the track. Priest the Nomad coming live with your action. Jam with smartphones. You can call home. Tell your folks to hate Priest. Show me high interest like car love. Cause every word I ever uttered was true. It travels through the mic cable, laid up under the booth. Y'all bubbling fools. If you ever think that we gon' change, I mix the love with the funk. Pepper the pew. We effortless fool people that we know. Y'all looking for the cheat code. It ain't one. Social media a fake one. Y'all know how it goes. 5,000 likes, 5 niggas at your show. Still fighting for the culture. Let's go, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, we got beats with the thought from the back to the front row. We vibrate, giving you much more. Listen, sound good. Yeah, hey, y'all know what it is, Slim. When we come through, we give it love, y'all. And that's love, y'all. Yeah. Don't hesitate to get up on this. Come on, there's no taking over here, Slim. Cause we stay true. Every day, make it do what it do. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Just hit the dance floor, we can feel that buzz. We give it love. Let's love. This is DC. The politics popping like turbo. And every month Congress trying to put us on furlough. But our back still straight like ergonomics. The phonics legendary. On tracks to inspire your third optic. The topic, let's discuss how y'all niggas move. My whole life is soul music, needle up in the groove. They try to deflate my inner tube. But my grind and my flow got them hoes on the side now. Begging for interviews. People see God purpose. Yeah, I don't get the picture. Sell your soul out for the bag and you can't take it with you. Trust when that body deceased and turn to dust, the only thing matters is impact and people you touch. Your short time on earth, you short beef for no more blocks and turf. These little youngers not knowing they worth. Man, the devil is a lie. We fly. Every verse I make, I shake heavens and we vibrate high. So let's move something. Y'all know what it do. Ain't gotta prove nothing. We up in the groove. My present day resume should be in a museum. From birth to the mausoleum, we fight to break out the box that we in, and we live for more than just that cash bag deal. Music heal a lost soul, nigga, clap, that's real. The mic heat up cause a high fever. Priest never changed himself, all live through the speaker. Yeah. That's right, let's get we got beats with the thumb from the back to the front row. We vibrate, giving you much more. Man, it's so lovely. Oh, hey, y'all know what it is, Slim when we come through. We give it love, y'all. And that's love, y'all. Yeah. DC, come on. Oh, hey, no faking over here, Slim, cause we stay true. Every day, make it do what it do. Make it do what it do. Hey, y'all can hit the dance floor when you feel that buzz. We give it love, love. And that's love, love. And that's love. Yeah. Hey, man, I think we got the pocket in here. Yeah, Chris the Nomad. Yeah, oh, I think we got the pocket in here. Yeah. DJ Rage, Detroit to DC. Y'all for sure. The legacy. Yeah.
Yeah, that beat nasty. You're killing it with the lyrics. I don't know if you knew, but
Appreciate
the whole time your mic was on, so we got the COVID remix. You was sneezing.
Oh, my bad.
we might not have prepped you for that, but we heard no. I said, we got the COVID remix, but
yeah,
it's all
man.
Good.
Getting over this little cold, man. It just went through the whole house.
I know how that go.
You know how that go. I got 12-year-old, 8-year-old.
Oh,
so
yeah. I'm like, quarantine. Keep away from me. Here's yours. You throw it in the room.
Yep. Absolutely.
Dope, man. Yeah, that's dope beat. Dope song, man. Really nice.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, shout out to my man DJ Rage and my man DJ RBI on the cuts. On that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crushed
hip hop. Loved it.
Yes, indeed.
We got some fires in the chat too.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, appreciate it.
Much love to you on. I always listen to, of course, the way it's the mix down and the way the sonic being a DJ and sounds great. Like everything just sonically sounds good. Just the way you mixed it and put everything together sounds amazing. And I know we have just not that much time left with you, and I want to give you an opportunity to choose what song you would want to go out on. Like what's the most special song? I know they're all special, but is there one of more significance or meaning to you that's in your catalog that you would
man
in your video catalog that would be something that
you want to do something with a video?
If you have the ability to, yes.
I think that I think if we given, I'm gonna take you back some years, man. If we gonna do that, take you back to my album, The Manhood Project. There's a video that was a significant piece of history here, man. And we did it on U Street. And it's called "Can't Lose the Soul," and it's talking about the whole gentrification thing. DC is one of the biggest gentrified cities per capita in the nation. We've gone through a lot of stuff, a lot of change, and it was a real special song. It was part of a movement, and which was mostly really centered around go-go called "Don't Mute DC." But a couple of us had hip hop contributions. That was my contribution, which is a lot of gentrification stuff going on. And there's a lot of major cities, man, are going through it. Displacement of people that have been there. That type of thing is it's going on all over. But that was kind of a video. And if you'll notice, there's a mural in there. It's a Black Broadway mural because that was the name of U Street. That corridor was called Black Broadway, and unfortunately it got erased right after that video. So that video was painted over. That video was the documentation of that video, and that's just what hip hop does, right? This is what we do, and like the youngers that are dancing, I got youngers beating their feet. That's a go-go thing. These youngers were young back then, but they doing their thing. Some of them dancing for the Commanders now, the football team, and they like people doing real great things, man. So I got homeless dudes in it, like it was just a community thing, man. Like, and it was a very important time
right before COVID hit. I mean, when COVID had just started. So, yeah, it was a real important time. So, yeah, Can't Lose the Soul.
Dope. Well, hey, y'all, we're getting ready to get into it.
Oldie
right
but goodie.
Hey, those are always
new to them, new to our B-boys and B-girls. Here we go.
Here we go.
Like the logo.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's dope. For sure.
Talk about soul. The gentrification thing, man, it's happening everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, soul. Chicago, soul. Everywhere, man. It's unique in my area, man. I'll tell you where I'm from, though. Yeah, listen, in the booth, I'm a cyclone. Never with the average. We landed on that nation's cap from the middle passage. With not vegan, but put it to your cabbage. Cock the fifth back. Yell, she ready like Tip Haddish. Hold up. They don't want to stay attacking. We walk them city streets and we make kings from addicts. And out of towners come here and bring all their baggage to Chocolate City. Now they complaining there's too much blackness. Y'all, Bama's to the utmost. How y'all gonna come here and complain about the mumbo? How y'all don't know about brother slapping the Congo? Y'all better check the history slip, chuck in the run show. Plus we got some MCs here that can unload and spit full on ya and navigate the belly of the beats like Jonah. They talk about it's no joke here, it's love here, but you gotta respect the culture, this real. Whether rap or go-go, R&B or jazz, yo, you know you can't lose the soul, yeah. So, y'all know the streets go, just how that beat go, do it for the people. In the city, potholes is no joke, mumbo to have smoke. You know you can't lose the soul, lose the soul. Say no more, put your one leg up and put your booty on the floor, Yeah, feeling this. Yeah. Put your one leg up, throw your booty on the name, priest the Nomad, Mr. Move Something, Roddy Rod, Spirit of God on the production. Most people never heard of me, some people know my legend like Petey Green. Got bread on that U Street scene, state of the U, spit the bars in your face like Mac makeup, heavy line black, so wake up and rumble dirty Friday with my man Big Tone at the door. Club U had them chicks on swole, now it's boozy coffee jumps that higher that Spanish labor good. Neighborhood bars don't even f with the neighborhood. Here to represent for the voiceless up in your favorite hood. Bars that'll slice you up quicker than Darth Vader could. Pretty women, they moving to it. No, we not tripping. Every city is going through it. I put a poem to it. Hit a spark the movement. If we gon' do it, yeah, soul to it. Yeah. Whether rap or go-go, R&B or jazz, yo, you know we can't lose the soul. Yeah. Y'all know the streets go, just how that beat go. Do it for the people. In the city, potholes is no joke. Mumbo to have smoke. You know you can't lose the soul. Say no more, put your one leg up and put your booty on the floor, Yeah. Yeah. Put your one leg up and throw your booty on the man. Hey, shout out to all the places going through this gentrification thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, New York, man, DC. They can't take it away. They can't get rid of it.
Man.
Yeah, good pick, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't get to check that one when I was going through, but brought that to our attention.
Yeah.
That was
It's that was 20 that video was 2019, man, but the project was really like 2020, the whole album, the Manhood Project. That's on streaming, it's on the Bandcamp, everything, you know.
Dang it.
Yeah. Shout out to Roddy Rod, man, my man Roddy Rod.
Did the
track.
beat?
Yeah.
Roddy Rod, like it.
Had
thank on it.
Yeah. I got live bass. I merge when I work with beats. I merge live instrumentation with beats and stuff like that. So that's another way
hear it.
We spoil. Yes, live bass.
all the stuff. Plus my man Boogie on the congas and stuff. So yeah,
Boogie, you don't like that name?
Yeah, Boogie.
Hey, I mean, well, it just adds. I can hear it. Just the texture. It adds so much more depth and texture.
That's a dope joint because it's a perfect blend between hip hop and go-go.
Yes,
you know
it was hitting.
It has a lot of go-go undertones in it. In fact, I got tons of percussion that I muted because I didn't want to turn it into a go-go piece. Like I really wanted to keep that hip hop swing, but give those go-go sensibilities. You know what I'm saying? So
did a good job.
But yeah, the
visual was dope too.
Yeah,
everybody having a good time, the dance and the scenery of going through there. And the topic, like you said, every city goes through that.
Yep.
Push the people out, redo them, make them where you can't afford them, kill the cultural vibe there, and you know.
They come to your city because they love the energy, they love the culture, the vibes, and they come and move there and then try to change the culture and the vibes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How about that? All right. Yeah.
Well, I got one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I was trying to rack my brain, you know, like I said, and shout out to Ness, Rack Tap Liz, and Sharif.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
shout out. Going through some health problems, so I think he's on his recovery. He had a GoFundMe fund out there. So if you ever look up rapattacklives.com, Nasty Ness Rodriguez, Nesto Rodriguez, he's been a big part of the music industry, his magazine, and puts on a platform where artists like yourself can get on. Yeah, so I was like, he's been on this call, but I said something takes me deeper back than that. And I kept thinking, then I did a quick Google and Stop Lying came up.
Oh, wow.
And
shout to my old partner, Storm the Unpredictable.
So Storm came to, and I used to talk to him probably once a week for a hot minute. So he came to Scribble Jam, and I set y'all up to perform. Y'all performed in the park. So he was there.
I
Scribble Jam. I was the man that was running Scribble Jam at the time.
Wow.
So when you mentioned it, you was like, I said, he don't even know that's me.
Nah, I didn't. Nah, that was Storm's. That was Storm's. It's funny because we used to back each other up. Like he would back me up in my stuff, and I would back him up in his stuff. But that's when he was doing a whole lot of stuff. And now he was just like, yo, we got to go here, we got to go there. And it was like, all right. It was like,
yeah. Because I heard the song. I said, you know, I would pick some of the song. Like, yeah, I want you. Yeah, I'll put you on. But you got to do that song. I like this song. So Stop Lying, and saw the old video. It was funny. Time capsule, still relevant. You know, you looking at it from the era. So it's some good content. How is Storm doing? Because I haven't lost
Storm
contact.
is great. He's great, man. He's great, man. This Storm is a scientist, man. Literally. Like
literally.
He tours, he tours and speaks at conventions, and he's a scientist, man. So like if you listen to his rhymes, there's a lot of scientific information in a lot of his rhymes. So he's a scientist, man. I talked to him 2 days ago.
Tell him do me a favor, tell Storm, the Unpredictable G Fresh asked about him, holla at me, and Eardrum.
Yes.
Eardrum, my brother.
Will do. Yes, that's deep.
And tell him Third Finger Record Pool is still in effect.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Well, that wraps it up for another dope edition of B-Boys Underground, man. So
the Thanksgiving, we hope
man.
Absolutely.
So, Priest, can you give us shout outs, man?
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to just give a shout out. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me, man, for real. I want to shout out all my folks, man, all the indie artists that are grinding and doing this thing, man. And despite all the fuckery going on in the industry, and they're just trying to move the needle with their art. The whole DMV, man, DC, Maryland, Virginia, all the artists, so many to name. But so many folks that are they're doing this in multiple generations and multiple scenes and stuff, man. Shout out again, my man DJ Rage on the current single, the tracks, and you know, yeah, man, just and all if y'all want to hit me up, man, y'all can Google. You see the name there, Priest, PristDaNomad. You can Google that. My Bandcamp comes up, of course, for indie artists. That is that's the groove. My whole catalog is on there, pretty much. So hit the priestnomad.bandcamp.com. Hit me on IG. I'm at priestnomad. You know what I'm saying? Threads, all that type of stuff, man. I'm bouncing for Twitter. I had to stay on there for a minute, but because unfortunately, but I'm bouncing from that. I mean, y'all need to get on fan base for real. Shout out to Case Third, man.
Documentary coming up.
Yeah, and the documentary. Watch out for I Was the Weirdo documentary, man, about the DC subculture, my story in the DC subculture, hip hop, in the area known for go-go, man. That's spring summer 2025. So. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Well, yo, salute to you. G-Fresh. Shout out.
I think Storm was watching, man. So yeah, he was like, he just texted me. So
Storm, holla at your boy. Yeah, man, it's been a minute.
Yeah. So,
shout out
to texted me. So I think he texted me earlier and said he was gonna watch, but I didn't know if he got to get on. So I think he was on watching. So
Yeah, he actually serviced the record port. I believe it's a sticker somewhere amongst the millions of stickers up in here. I got to Storm the Unpredictable sticker in here somewhere.
Yeah, that's the fam.
Yes, and I think didn't the single Half Stop Lying on there that he pressed up? I think it did.
Yes, I think he did. I think he did like a 7-inch or something like that. I think. Storm, don't hurt me, man. I don't remember.
Well, definitely, yeah. Shout out Priest the Nomad, man. Brought me back with some memories of 7 years ago of when you lay down these hip hop roots, you never know where it leads you, where you run across, and who you run across again, man. So it's definitely a blessing to have you on here. Give us some good music, content, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed Priest the Nomad. Check out all his links we got up there. This episode, as soon as we're done, anybody can go watch it. So feel free to go watch it in its entirety and any other episode. Shout out to everybody that's in that kitchen cooking, getting that turkey or whatever you're going to eat together. So we're about to get into that tomorrow. Shout out to Wifey. Shout out to all the loved ones. Shout out to Cincinnati. Shout out to Denver. Shout out to everybody tuning in from wherever, B-boys, B-girls. Shout out to G. Lorraine, super dope moderator. Shout out Miss Cat. Candidate, repeat. Shout out to Mr. Watt. Your interview is coming up. Give me the info, sir. So, and everybody checking in. Knowledge. Yes, man. Just enjoyed y'all spending time with us right before Thanksgiving, man. Check out Priest the Nomad. Rallo.
And yo, I want to say thank you again to Priest the Nomad. Of course, thank you, G-Fresh. Shout out to Mad Way. Shout out to Big Weez. Of course, shout out to everybody that tuned in live. Gila. So good to have you, and everyone that tuned in. And don't forget that tomorrow night, the Usual Suspects Sesh returns with DJ Nolan. Thank you so much for that follow, family. The Usual Suspects Sesh returns tomorrow night with game night. We're playing poker, y'all. So yes, after you've had your turkey and stuffing or whatever it is that you may have had, even if it's some stovetop and some cold cuts, you know what I mean? Whatever it may be. However you may do it, tomorrow night, be able to pull up and play some poker with the Usual Suspects Sesh, and then, just have some good times. And then on Friday, we are going to be doing Blurred Reality Now. Doesn't just do wrestling, we do everything. And I have a special one for you this Friday. We are going to be reviewing and watching the documentary Welcome to Death Row. Yes, the original OG first documentary that was very controversial and still very controversial to this day. We're going to be watching my old school DVD, Welcome to Death Row, this Friday. It'll be live. You can watch it on Blurred Reality Wrestling. It will not be on Ghost Boogie 66. It'll be on twitch.tv, Blurred Reality Wrestling. Watch that. We streamed the Mike Tyson fight that, Yeah, man. We streamed all that stuff. We're streaming a bunch of stuff live. We're doing the guerrilla style, man. So tune in. Much love to each and every single one of y'all. Keep positive, keep pushing, keep persevering, and stay present. Y'all split that. We up out of here. Rallo, y'all. Peace.
Hello.